Hey guys, so we are going to start here with lesson 33. Words for time and space. So the introduction says, how can you help make your writing clear for readers? One way is to use words and phrases that explain when and where actions or events take place. Words and phrases that tell when show the time events happen or the order in which they happen. So first, second, next, often, at noon, in the morning are some words and phrases that tell us when events happen. So I see some really familiar words. First, second, next. Those are also what we call transitional words. We've talked a lot during the school year about transitional words and how they help us how they move things, the story, from one event to the next. So, when play in your garden in the winter. First decide what to grow. Words and phrases that tell where show the position or the direction of something. Down, around, under, close to, on the right are some words and phrases that tell where. Where vegetables grow best in sunny areas. Some flowers can grow under trees or climb up walls. Let's look at our guided practice. Complete each sentence. If the parentheses say when, add a word or phrase that tells when. If they say where, add a word or phrase that say where. Let's read our hint. Think about what happens when you plant and care for a garden. What words and phrases tell when or where will make the steps clear. Let's look at the first one. Blank, get a shovel and loosen the soil. So this is when. So let's look at some of our when words. So first, second, next, often, at noon, in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to put first because this is kind of like a story. First, plant your seeds. Be sure to water them when. When should we water them? Second, next, often, at noon. What word looks best? Plant your seeds and be sure to water them often. I'm going to put often. Or you could put like every day. The roots of the tiny seedlings will grow. We're looking for where. Where will they grow? Some words for where are down, around, under, close to, on the right. So the roots of the tiny seedlings will grow. So if we have a plant here, and here's the stem, here's the ground, where do the roots go? How do the roots grow? They grow down. They grow down. All right, the stems and leaves will grow. Where will they grow? The stem and leaves will grow down, around, under, close to. Will the stem and the leaves grow around? Don't forget to weed your garden. When? When should you weed your garden? I have personally never had a garden before, so I don't really know how often you should weed it, but I feel like you should do it often because weeds will kill your plants. So, and then another word that we could use for number 2, plant your seeds and be sure to water them. Let's see. In the morning is another word that we have up here. So you can also put here, in the morning. All right, this is independent practice, so go ahead and do this on your own and then come back and check your answers. Let's look at number 1. If you have packets of seeds, Blank, read the directions. Slowly read the directions. First read the directions. Carefully read the directions, or you must read the directions. We're looking for words that tell when and where. See, all of these kind of make sense, but you have to read the instructions in order to get the right answer. So when and where. Does slowly say when you should do something or where you should do not something? No, that's saying how you should do something. First, does that show when, tell us when or where? Yeah, that tells us when. What about carefully? Does that tell us when or where? No. What about you must? Does that tell us when or where? No, so our answer here is B. Number 2, it is a good idea to plant blank. Remember, we are talking about when and where. Do vegetables tell us when and where? No, that tells us what? Many seeds. Do many seeds tell us when or where? Again, no, that also tells us what? All right, in the morning, does that tell us when and where? It tells us when. And let's look at the next one, D, with a friend. Does that tell us when or where? No, that tells us with who. Or who. So our answer here is C. You can grow corn, squash, and beans near one another. Does that tell us when or where? Yeah, that tells us where. If you want to, does that tell us when or where? No. For food, does that tell us when or where? No, this tells us why. That tells us why we would be planting them. Or for your family, does that tell us when or where? No, that's another why one. That's telling us why are we planting them or why are we growing them. So our answer is A. Some seeds sprout. Remember, when or where? Just in a few days. Does that tell us when? Yeah, kind of. With a little water, does that say when or where? No. That tells us how they sprout. But others do not. Does that tell us when or where? No. Without much trouble, does that tell us when or where? No. So our answer is A. Once your vegetables grow, you can share them. All right, remember we're looking for when and where. With your neighbors, does that answer when or where? No. That answers who. Easily, does that answer when or where? No. To? No. At school, does that answer when or where? Yeah, it does. It answers where. So our answer is D. All right. We are going to be doing lesson 7 next time, so I will see you guys then.